Hello friends, myself Rita Priyadashini from First MSc Biochemistry. This is my topic, physiological response in plants growing under stress condition or stress physiology. First, let's start with introduction. The physiological process described in plants physiology portion are operated in plants growing under normal or ideal environmental condition. In nature, plants have to face various competition and adverse climate and environmental variation. The variation in temperature, water and salt, etc. creates stress in plants. The plant reacts with such stress condition and adjust themselves through membrane of biochemical and physiological change. The common stress are long period of drought, winter, cold, and flood. The industries are releasing number of air pollutions and toxic effluents, which are causing another type of stress condition to plants, such as hydrocarbon, metals like lead, cadmium, mercury, and polonium. What is stress and stress physiology? Although it is very difficult to define stress, but Jacob Levitt defined biological stress as any change in environmental condition that might reduce or adversely change a plant growth or development. Stress resistance. In general, stress resistance is of two types, avoidance and tolerance. Avoidance. When an external environment is created with plant to overcome or reduce stress of cells, it is called avoidance. Tolerance. When a plant possesses the capacity to withstand stress, it is called tolerance. Effect of stress. If a plant is subjected to any stress condition, it shows reaction which may be elastic or plastic. When the reaction is temporary and the plant reverts back to its original or normal state, this effect is called elastic. When the reaction is permanent and the plant does not return back to its original state, this effect is called plastic. Sometimes plant exposed to stress condition and becomes resistant, and this effect is called hardening. Drought stress. Drought stress is one of the common stress experienced by the plants. Define drought as deficiency of available soil moisture which growth. The injurious effects of drought increase due to factor favoring high rate of transpiration and increasing due to factor favoring high temperature and wind velocity, etc. In general, soil moisture deficiency is the most common cause of internal water deficiency. Kinds of drought enduring plants. Plants which cannot endure drought at all are injured or die as soon as soil moisture becomes deficient. Few or no woody plant occur in plant category. Plants such as succulent, which store a large amount of water and have very low water loss because of their small surface of volume. The protoplasm of plants usually is not resistant to dehydration. Only few are belong to this. Morphological and anatomical adaptation. The plants have developed several morphological and anatomical adaptations, which include shiny surface of the leaf, leathery texture of leaves, deposition of wax on leaf surface, texture of to scale or needle development of thick cuticle, formation of seeds with low water content, and multi-layered palisade. Parenchyma, excessive sclerenchyma, infolding of mesophyll cell, life cycle of short duration, development of deep root system in seedlings. Water loss causes concentration of solutes, leading to high concentration of cell sap, and intercellular fluids cause great decrease in water potential of the fluids. Biochemical adaptation. Plants develop certain biochemical adaptations to face drought stress. The most important one in the product of hydrophilic substance protein and other sugar in the protoplasm. Such substance helps in retaining and conserving water, reduce water potential of cell. Actually, ma'am, slide teril. Okay. Such substance help in retaining and conserving water, reduce water potential of cell sap, and protect protoplasm from desiccation. The polyhydric alcohols are low MW compound of hydrophilic in nature. The increase in sugar during drought in protoplasm directly lowers the water potential, which helps in retaining water. It is observed that sugarcane, although containing high amount of sugars, but are drought resistant. This indicates that the water binding capacity in these cases is not related with the sugar, but depends upon specific proteins. Effect of drought on certain physiological process. On functioning of stomata. According to ILFIN, a plant exposed to severe drought cannot be re-established its normal functions and remains abnormal even though it retains its presence. The stomata open slightly or partly and lose their functions or may be killed. It has been observed in Centuria orientalis that 8% retained ability to open, 73% were closed, and 19% were killed. It is a known fact that the loss of water by plants stimulates the transformation of sugars to starch and lowers the osmotic pressure, but when the wilting passes certain limits, the starch in gut cells decomposes. On carbohydrate metabolism. Many investigators have observed that starch disappearing from wilted leaves following decrease in soil moisture. The sugar accumulates simultaneously after water is added by irrigation. If the water loss is not too severe, starch formation will become re-established. Drying stem lacks the activity of enzyme amylase and phosphatase not only at guar cells but throughout the leaf. Photosynthetic activity. Drought affects photosynthesis firstly by decreasing the size of stomatal opening, which limits carbon dioxide absorption, and secondly by limiting or reducing photosynthetic activity of green tissues. A comparison of photosynthetic rate of fresh plants with wilted ones having closed stomata showed marked difference. The loss of water from 16 to 47% or more cost lost and the rate of photosynthesis. Reduction in photosynthesis rate in dry soil has been observed in orchid and forest trees. On respiration. The effect of drought and wilting has been noticed in several plants. In wilting condition due to drought, the hydrophytes and mesophytes show increased respiration. The investigations based on seeds or seedling show that the decrease in respiration accompanies a reduction in water content of tissue. In case of leaves and stem, the results are different. On osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure in plant resistant to drought increasing during growth of seedlings at low humidities. Fitting made any measurements of osmotic pressure in plants of Sahara Desert. The species which were not protected against transpiration and high osmotic values utilized soil moisture. On resistant of cells to desiccation. Presence of large sized cells with large vacuole, expansion to desiccation. In desiccated cells, the water is transferred to vacuole. The vacuole imbibes water and increase in its size or volume, stretching membrane and enlarging protoplast. The buds of higher plants are usually resistant to drought due to absence of vacuoles. On growth, soil moisture often becomes a limiting factor because of its effect on internal water balance, which in turn affects process controlling growth. The studies of Stanhill on 80 plant species dealing with the effect of soil moisture content growth indicated that in 66 species, the growth was affected before the soil moisture was low to permanent wilting percentage. The growth stopped with the falling of soil moisture content below the permanent wilting percentage. In general, the diameter growth is affected more than height growth by deficit soil moisture. Diameter growth is more sensitive to annual rainfall than height growth deficit soil moisture. Here you can see the flow chart, physiochemical stresses. Water stress, temperature stress, light, chemical, physical. So water stress ரெண்டு type இருக்கும், deficit and excess. Deficit வந்து draft and excess வந்து flood. Temperature வந்து two types இருக்கு, low temperature, high temperature. Low temperature வந்து chilling and freezing, high temperature வந்து heat தான். Light வந்து UV radiation, IR and visible. Chemical stress வந்து ions, gases and pesticides, fungicides, insecticides, pollutants, effluents. Physical வந்து sound, shade, electromagnetic forces. Thank you.